Welcome, Emanuel County employees, to Rise and Grind. My name is Amy Mulvane, and I am the Retirement Account Executive over your supplemental retirement plan. And I have with me today Toby Anderson, our financial planner, and we're with Arista Consulting Group.
Morning, Amy.
Good morning, Toby. How are you?
Excellent.
Awesome. As you can see from the video, we are still working remote, but we're really excited to be able to have this time to create this video and to get this very important message out to all the employees of Emanuel County. So today we're going to start off by talking about some basic financial budgeting tips. And I know when everyone hears the word budget, everyone kind of goes, oh no, a budget, right? It's kind of like being on a diet, a financial diet, but we don't want you to feel that way this morning because we want to be able to encourage you in some easy ways that you can help yourself make a few steps closer towards retirement. So the first one that we would like to talk about is the fact that you can start small by saving a little bit in an emergency fund, typically $1,000, and then work on snowballing paying off your debt. And then after you've done that, increasing your retirement contributions. So one thing at Emanuel County, everyone is already automatically enrolled into the Lincoln Supplemental 403B retirement plan at 1%. But a lot of people, once they're enrolled, they don't really understand what happens to their money. So Toby, can you spend some time with us this morning talking to the employees about what it means to be invested into the market and what's going on in the market? You know, our world has become very crazy with this pandemic, and the stock market has become crazy at times as well, and that can create a lot of fear.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that this morning.
Yeah, well, thanks. That's a great topic and one that's on everybody's mind because this is completely unprecedented times and we're living in a pandemic, and you know the market and investments have reacted just like everybody else has, kind of complete uncertainty in what's going on. And you know, I'm going to show a few slides here in a minute, but you know the thing with so for Emanuel County, for you employees, you know, you're automatic, like Amy said, you're automatically enrolled at 1%, which is awesome. It means you are putting money away every paycheck toward retirement, and you will never regret that. We encourage people to try to increase their contributions when they can. You know, Amy touched on a couple of very important steps, you know, getting that emergency fund set up, working through a budget, making sure you have a budget, you know, because you want to understand where that money's going. But, you know, when you think about retirement, you know, you want to be consistent over time, week after week, month after month, year after year, and let that money grow over time. And I'm going to show you in just a second kind of what that looks like long term. But you know, the one thing that I encourage everybody is don't act out of fear when it comes to your retirement. You know, you want to consistently be doing it regardless of what's going on. Ignore the media because it is not your friend. It is not anyone's friend. It's out there to scare us into making some poor decisions. And you know, that's the last thing you want to do when it comes to your retirement money.
Absolutely.
So why don't I go ahead and just share a couple of slides here with everybody. All right, hopefully everyone can see this. So, you know, when we think about investing, you know, the biggest thing that I encourage people is to have a long-term perspective. Don't make short-term decisions with your investments. That's what gets people in trouble. You know, and here's what happens. If you look at the two different charts there, the bottom one's the first quarter of this year, the top one's the second quarter. And it's complete opposites, right? You couldn't guess what was going to, you know, that we were going to come into a pandemic and made decisions, you know, that were going to, you know, benefit you. Nothing worked in the first quarter. Everything went negative. But in the second quarter, everything worked. Everything went positive. So the point of this is just to be consistent. Don't make, you know, poor decisions based on, you know, an immediate reaction, especially when it comes to your retirement money. Because, you know, when you look at what happened this year, everything was fine. You know, we were all bebopping along the first of the year. 2020 is going to be great. You know, and then all of a sudden, global pandemic. Hello, nobody saw that coming. You know, and even with the market, you look at that sharp decline. That was about a 4-week period where everything went down about 34%. People thought the world was going to end. We didn't, you know, no one knew what was going to happen. You know, but as long as you just stayed consistent, you ended up, you know, 4 weeks later and everything started turning around. The news got a little bit more positive. There a little bit more certainty kind of crept back into things. People realized that everything wasn't going to just completely, you know, dissolve and we weren't going to go into, you know, complete catastrophe mode. And everything started plugging along. Market started recovering. And if you made bad decisions early on, you paid for it. And now we're coming up into another highly volatile, topic, which is there's an election coming. If you haven't heard, and people can make poor decisions because of politics. But the point of this chart is, don't make decisions with your money out of fear, whether you think your candidate's going to win or not. It's not going to have a dramatic impact long term. I don't mean there's not going to be some short term stuff, because there will be. But long term, the market doesn't care who's in the White House or the Senate, right? It doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat. It just kind of tends to correct itself. It figures out who's there, what their policies are going to look like, and then it adjusts. And the average long term is basically very, very similar, regardless of which party has control. So, again, it's the same thing as what happened with the pandemic. Stay focused, stay invested. Don't make rash emotional decisions because you don't like something or you heard something. And keep in mind, it will be volatile. You're going to see the market go up and down. You're going to see statements. Your 403B statement's going to be higher one quarter and lower the next. But, the last chart I want to show you is long term, you'll make money. And you're going to want that money when it comes to retirement to supplement, your TRS benefit. This chart simply shows, look at the last three charts over any 5-year period. 99% of the time you made money if you were in a balanced portfolio. And by the way, if you're with your automatic enrollment, you're automatically enrolled into a balanced portfolio. So you don't even have to worry about that. You're in a great position. And then 10, 20 years, 100% of the time you made money. That's no guarantee of what's the future. But, when you look back over, this amount of time, being invested long term and making good, smart, consistent contributions works, and you will be very, very happy you did when you hit that retirement point.
Toby, that's such a great point. No one ever gets to retirement and says, why did I save all this money? Right.
Correct.
So with TRS and being an employee of a school district, you have such a great opportunity to have income replacement in retirement. And by adding your supplemental retirement account to that, you have the opportunity for full income replacement, which makes it available to you to accomplish what you desire to accomplish in retirement, and not to be chained to having to either cut your lifestyle back or to have a second career or a part-time job. So our message at Arista is leading people to financial security. That's what we're passionate about, and we're here to help you. Like Toby said, Emanuel County, they auto-enroll new employees at 1%. If for some reason you've opted out of that plan, you can get back into it at any time. You can do that by contacting Lincoln directly or by calling us at Arista, and we can help you. And the other challenge I would like to give people is it possible that, after you pay off some debt or you save up a little bit of money, can you increase your contribution by 1%? I would challenge you all to see what you can give up in your budget, whether it's a cup of coffee a week from Starbucks or it's a takeout meal, something like that, and up your contribution 1%. You won't regret it. And always remember, it's for the long haul, this investment. It's not what is it going to do for me in the next month. It's what is it going to do for me in retirement? And for most people, that's several years away. So don't get hung up in watching what your account balance is every single quarter, because there will be highs and lows as we weather different things. But those lows are a great opportunity to buy. So think about it as a long-term investment. And please reach out to us at Arista if there's anything we can do as far as helping you decide what your contributions should be or what your full retirement picture might be when you get closer to retirement.
Yeah, that's the last thing I would want to say is, please reach out to Amy or myself. We're here to help, whether you need help putting a budget together or whether you're one of those fortunate ones that are retirement's now in sight and you need a little help just, navigating what exactly that's going to look like. That's why we're here. We want to help you take that next step to financial security, whether you're first 5 years of teaching or last 5 years of teaching or somewhere in between. Anything that we can do to help that's why we're here, and that's what we're passionate about doing.
Absolutely. Thank you for spending time with us today with our Rise and Grind video, and please be on the lookout for more videos in the future.
Thank you.